If tomorrow all things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again. Just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Let's do you independence still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt. Minnesota, to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, all from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, with its pride in every American heart.
It's that one out, D. Not my problem? No, maybe. Well, Dee, well, Joe, that is understandable and kind of a big deal, as you probably understand. It's proper that people don't understand. They don't get the notifications. Oh, rock and roll, man. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. Your notification. Oh, and just came through. Okay, well, good. They're on top of it. So how are you, Patriots, on this fine, fine Tuesday night? It is the 29th of December, 2020. A lot of things are coming up. We got some crazy stuff coming up, you guys. I can't wait to talk about it. But how are you guys? I see you, Wallace. You okay? Robert is feeling one with the earth and her tones, and that's good. That's good. Dee is happy and laughing. Joe is confused. Yeah, something with no notifications, and then they're popping in. Well, I guess I don't know what that would be, but oh my God, I haven't brought the voice out in a very long time because I have not seen this individual in a very long time. But that being said, hello, Brian Rosenberg. It's so nice to see you. Yes, it is. It's very nice. And I'm glad you're here. And I'm happy to see you. Okay? He's kind of like Trump. It's so nice to see you, Brian. I'm glad you're here. It's very wonderful to see your shiny name in the chat. Okay? It's very true. Okay? They're one and the same. Okay? Always confused about something, Joe. Yeah, we all are. So what do you guys think? What do you think? There's a lot of things people are saying, right? I mean, if you're anywhere like me, you haven't had on mainstream television, particularly the news, since November 4th, the day after the election. I haven't. I just simply haven't. It's been by choice. I understand a lot of people are dipping in and dipping out and dipping in and what could be happening. And I tell you, from my standpoint, walk away from that. Okay? Walk away from mainstream television. It should be evident by now. But what's going on with mainstream television is people are dipping back in to listen. And the narrative, it's not changing. Nothing's changing in the mainstream television narrative. And it's causing people to see doubt and people to question maybe what's going on here. Well, I feel you. I feel you 100%. But we're going to get into that tonight a little bit. We're going to talk about maybe, we are in an influx in between where we felt great that Trump was going into the election. And now people are like, what is going on? Well, we're going to hash that out a little bit. And we're going to talk about why we are where we're at right now, why we have to be here where we're at right now. We don't have a choice. And some of you are talking about the RV that was in Nashville. The RV. Yeah, the RV. There's something going on with that. I mean, I'm really not wanting to jump into that tonight, but there is something about Google Earth, and they showed the RV, and it had like 2 stripes on it, and the one in Nashville only had 1. And people could say, "Well, yeah, dumbass, they could take the other stripe off," but legit, there would still be a line there. You couldn't scrub out a line that was taken off an RV. You just can't. So, wrap your monkey brain around that. Some are speculating it wasn't even the RV that actually kaput. Okay. Some are speculating the initials and the name of the individual that was apparently pieces of him were found, and there was some sort of hidden message in there, like Anon, 17th letter, war or warn. I don't know. People are going crazy. People are going crazy. Disinformation is everywhere. It's spitting right, left, straight at you. It's coming everywhere. Disinformation. But while that's going on, your commander-in-chief, the people's commander-in-chief of hardworking, loving Americans who haven't been completely dumbed down, that's our commander-in-chief. And he's not blinking. He is not blinking. He is not showing any kind of stress. This sends a strong message to 2 different camps. Now, what's funny is everybody in the deep state sees how calm, cool, and collected that man is. And it does send a message to them that you got big problems. You got some big, big problems. Because not only is he not appearing stressed, he's coming out on offense a little bit. He's coming out, and he is kind of now boldly explaining and telling people exactly what's about to happen. It's not even a secret. It's just that on mainstream television, people simply can't access the truth because they'll never, ever, ever report it, ever, until they have to. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think we're watching? What do you think we're witnessing? Why
Why are we in the position we're in right now? Is it, well, okay. Is it bad planning? Are we in this position we're in right now because the plan was not good, because it was bad? Is that why people are flummoxed and biting their nails off their hands because the plan was bad and there's no way they could have ever foreseen the voting fraud? Or is it more likely? Is it more likely that in order to pull every part of this deep state out, they have to put in the most possible pain they can? And they need to get everybody, including the rhinos that have just recently started putting their heads up above the surface going, we should just give it to Biden. And Trump he's really starting to destroy the country now at this point. He's destroying the country because he won't hand up the football to Biden. And listen, you're in two camps right now. You're awake or you're not awake. And I know I've said that before, but that's the truth. I am feeling very good about where we're at right now. I feel amazing that we're honestly getting to watch this. And you know what? People can throw their hands up at me. Someone will downvote this video before the night's over. Some hater, somebody that can't handle the truth, or somebody that bailed on the plan long ago. Somebody will downvote it, and good for you. Good. That means you're watching it. That means eventually, I think in the near future, you're going to see that not me, not that I'm right. I'm not even looking to be right, but that the collective unit of using discernment and really taking information and really filtering it down to the best possible scenario of what the outcome is happened. And there are brilliant minds that have come to the conclusion, and that, I mean, where we're at right now is exactly where we're supposed to be at. There is supposed to be this moment of despair, but you know what? The map was laid out for us early into number 17's informational drops. It was there. The reason for you not to be panicked right now, to not be worrying about any of this, was there the whole time. We've been going through it. And a lot of you get it. I understand that. You get it. You get it. It's part of the plan. The great plan. The you're watching a movie plan. And if you have let the information come in over the past 3+ years that shows you that you are in the plan right now, you are not losing your collective shit right now. But people that are Trump followers, people that are in the Republican Party, who never got into the back channel, right? Number 17, who didn't follow it, who didn't follow channels that helped break it down. Again, it's not one person's individual idea of where we are right now. It's not 10 people's personal idea. It's not thousands and thousands. It's probably millions all over the globe. This information was freely disseminated. Some of the greatest minds came in and put input and did research. Maybe they're not people that you would talk to at a ball game and have a beer with, but you know what? These people know how to navigate and information and grab crumbs. These are the people that are good at that, and they love doing that. Those aren't people like me. I am not that kind of people. But they are. And they quite nicely put it all together based on initial information that has been validated beyond a number that is even needed to prove itself. So when you had that, you have to ask yourself, why let it go on so long? And I heard this in a channel, I think it was yesterday or earlier today. Um, they were talking about why can't you just go in and just, like, they could have arrested everything that he said. Like, they could have arrested Hillary. They could have arrested these people. They could have done all of that. And it would have been legal. And they would have arrested them and all that. But you know what? You wouldn't have touched even the surface of the deep state. You would not have gotten them into a position. See, they had to be lulled into thinking they were in a position of authority. That's why they went after him nonstop for 4 years now. That's why they went after him to try to impeach him over Russian collusion, which there proved to be none. There proved to be nothing. And then they went after him after the impeachment and actually impeached him in the House. They had nothing. This man terrifies them, which builds my resolve to love him. It was a kick in the gut a little bit on election day, but that was quickly taken care of by a few reassuring drops that said it had to be this way. Sometimes you must walk through the darkness before you see the light. And that is maybe not so true of us, but it's true for everybody. Sorry, I know I said that 100 times. Hang on. Let me wet my whistle and say hello. What do you guys think? What do you think? What am I signing? All right. Reading the chat. Looking at the chat. You guys have, yeah. Brian Rosenberg talks about the blown up hydroxy. He says they're blind and they don't stand up for their rights and all these a-holes to control them, AKA they're sheep. But very true. That's right. And I'm not sure of that, but that bill then turn around and sign it. Oh, why did Trump sign the bill? Okay. All right. Why did he sign the bill? Well, I think number one, it's definitely part of the plan, was to, before anything went through with a smooth transition, it had to expose Congress and, quite frankly, the Senate for what they were in favor of. This is another part of the plan. And it was, we'll just say, right now it says that my connection is unstable, by the way. So we'll talk about, he's doing a wonderful job. He's doing a wonderful job. We're going to see if we can get this to come back online. I'll just say that we can't wait for Joe Biden to be up in center stage for when his big day's coming. And when Joe Biden's big day's coming, it's going to be wonderful things, right? It's going to be wonderful things. He's got a very, very bright future ahead of him. Oh, it's good. Okay. All right. So why did he sign it? So he wanted to show that he was in favor of the larger stimulus as opposed to the Congress that wants it only to be 600. So number one, that made everybody sit there and go, why would that be? Why would that be? We've been shut down for like 10 months. 7, 9, 10 months. You gave one stimulus, and now you want to short everybody, everything. You want to short them. So what you are is you're on the record as wanting to F all Americans in the A. You want him to sign this bill, which allows the illegals to get this monstrosity of a check versus Americans. He wanted that to take center stage right now. He wanted people to see the hypocrisy of our democracy. He wanted people to say it. So much so, I can tell you this. I heard on at least 3 different occasions from people that are severely, severely infected with the Democrat pathogen say out loud, I'm glad Donald Trump vetoed that. Why is all that money going overseas? That money needs to stay here in America. I'm going to tell you something. It kind of floored me to hear it from them because you just haven't heard a good word from them about anything Trump at all. So to hear that was like, is that a breakthrough? It could be. It could be a breakthrough. At least it's one little fence that gets mended, you know? And by exposing the deep state and what their motives are, because the reality of those stimulus checks is that, you know, the difference between 600 and 2,000 per person means that that money goes overseas into overseas projects, but ultimately comes full circle back and gets donated into special causes, things that they like. And that's why these people can go in to Congress worth 100 or 200 or a couple $300,000 and they leave Congress a multimillionaire many times over on a salary that pays about $175,000 a year. By the way, they wanted to give themselves a raise. But here's the other part of him signing this. Okay, so he wanted it front and center for them to see it. It's still an omnibus deal. It's an omnibus. It's the same thing that he used to build the wall. They wouldn't give him funding for the wall. They wouldn't do it. You remember? They put through the $782 billion it was. He came out, he looked down, he kind of, for the first time in his presidency, kind of looked dejected a little bit. And he was like, you know, nonetheless, I signed this. And then what he did is he pulled the rug out from under their feet. And he used the powers at his discretion under the omnibus deal to take funds from different areas that he deemed necessary. And he put them in and started building the wall. And it was a giant finger to the left. Like, what are we doing? I know how to play this game. Again, he drags it out. Pelosi won't give the people any money. She absolutely has come out and like discredited herself when she said that basically she held hostage the funding in order for Trump to not get reelected. You know, that was the terminology, but she didn't say reelected. Basically, she used us, which is no surprise to anybody. She used us again, like they all do. Your eyes should be open right now. The scales should be flying off of your eyeballs right now, if they already aren't. You should absolutely be totally awake right now. But a lot of people aren't. But he is working to wake these people up. And that was part of the grand scheme, was for people to like question all the pork that's in the deal. People were going, where's this going? And I'll tell you what, 4 years ago, people wouldn't have said nothing about where the pork's going. Hey, Amy. What's up always, Amy? It's nice to see you tonight. We're talking about the new bill he signed and what it means. Nice. Well, good to see you in the chat tonight. Hey, Robert Nazawa. I'm seeing you tonight, celebrating your mom's birthday. Man, I remember this last year. Zawa, I remember this last year. Tell your mother that we all said, happy birthday, please. Yep. Dee is not happy with our government. She is strongly opposed to how things are being conducted within the Senate and within the House. That's colorful, Wallace. Very nice. Good job. You guys, it snowed for Christmas. It was a dusting. It was nice. Stayed for Christmas Day, stayed the day after Christmas, and then it kind of went away. But tonight, we're getting hammered. We're getting hammered. We got low temperatures and snow's falling, and the roads are going to be like an ice rink. So, better hunker in. If you're up here, I don't know how it's going with Joe or, anybody in the Midwest, but we're getting smashed now since about 9 o'clock, so about 2.5 hours. It's been coming down. I bet we got about 3 inches already, so we're getting it good. The other part of the stimulus and what Trump signed was to shine a giant flashlight onto Section 230, the NDAA Section 230, which basically protects the likes of this platform, which I'm speaking freely, but also Twitter and all of them, and it takes away and strips their powers so that basically they can't lie to us and they can't take people off of their platforms for things that they don't agree with. And it's something that when Trump signs it, and it also has to do with the fact, I think, that we are in a state of emergency. We're in a national crisis with the pandemic, which now Trump's using to his advantage because it gives him powers that he wouldn't normally have if we weren't in the middle of this national emergency, this crisis. And he's flipped it 180, and it gives him powers to demand redlined things that have to be adjusted in this. And he's demanding that Section 230 not go forward, because if it goes forward after this, it will never, ever have another chance of not being taken out, was my understanding. There's also a law from 1974, which kind of, I apologize for not having it right here in front of me, but there's a law from 1974 that basically is another rule that he can implement to stop the funding in certain areas. And I would submit to you guys, no matter what, no matter how you feel about him signing this, we are at the very end of what's coming, at least as far as the election's concerned. And what I would say is that when things like selling out your country, which is reason with a T in front of it, that it really in the near future is not going to matter at all how they think that these funds should be taken and placed. I think he holds all the cards. I think they are in complete and total 100% control right now moving forward. And that anything that we see, and I felt this way for a while, and it's been a bumpy road, don't get me wrong, but anything that we're seeing is exactly what we're supposed to be seeing. And it is to march these true reasons with a T out in front of us so that they're on full display. It's for maximum exposure. It's to maximize the Great Awakening. And that, my friends, is exactly what is going on. There's simply no other way. All right. Y'all send me some Bill Cave decor. What was that? Bill, you have a birthday. Yes, I do, Amy. I do. I'm getting old. Wow. You missed the drapes. I know. It is the Bill Cave, but I took the show upstairs. The drapes are always one show away. You can do it at any time. Maybe I'll hijack them and hang them behind me. B basement. I'm not in the basement, Wallace. I'm in the penthouse, baby. Now moving on up to the top, to the deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on up, sucker, to the top. We're all moving up to the top, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. It's happening. But wait, there's more. Oh, there's more? Yes. As a matter of fact, there's much more. There's more than you can possibly imagine. And I'm about to let Bill tell you all about it. Okay? Okay. Well, thank you. I think I love this part more than anything. The MSM is dead. They're dead. They are done. They're gone. They're goners. They're dunsies. They're done. They're done. The media is the enemy. They are a anchor in this deception that they've been throwing on us, and willfully and knowingly feeding everybody mountains of BS. You guys, I don't know if any of us are completely ready for the absolute flip of the script that we're about to see. Remember, there was a certain channel that told us the first arrest will send shockwaves. Shockwaves. That sounds pretty massive. Whether it be one individual or whether it be 100 individuals or whatever the number is, it will send shockwaves. We're coming at critical points in this journey, guys. We're coming at critical points here where we're going to see that tweet from our commander-in-chief that says, "My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us." I mean, you think about it. The distance between now and January 20th, guess what? That's our window. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of talk about January 6th. Will he or won't he? Mike Pence, will he or won't he? Guys, don't let yourself get all jumbled up inside and be upset about any of this. Whatever is going to happen and is supposed to happen is exactly what we're going to be shown. Now, I don't think it's a mistake that he's called everybody to be there in D.C. on the 6th. He's called it. The Georgia Senate runoff is on the 5th. So if I can put on my speculation hat for a second and just speculate, I would say that there are going to be fail-safes in the Georgia election, probably ran by the White Hats, or at the very minimum, the amount of microscopes that are going to be over this election are going to force them to not be able to manipulate. And they'll do a physical counter. That's what I would do at this point. I'm just thinking about this now, but I would have somebody counting at every single polling station everywhere, counting every single person that goes in, just so that you get an accurate count of how many people that walked in to vote. And I think that it's going to be protected, and that information will not be known on the 5th going into midnight. I think they're going to call for Loeffler and Perdue on the 6th. And again, I'm wearing my speculation hat. I think that at that point in time, we know as being awakened-ons that we got the Senate. And now Trump turns course and goes, let's go get the presidency. So that may also happen on the 6th with Pence. But what I'm telling you guys is what I'm telling myself. This whole thing is planned. Everything we're watching is indeed a movie. It is all planned. It is by design. They have not left anything to chance, and they got 7 different ways to change the plan should anything happen. We're in safe hands. The struggle is real. There's a lot of people that aren't awake. There's so many that are moderately awake, but not awake to what they're about to learn when this all goes. Again, think about what we've learned over the last 3+ years that we didn't know before this. Think about the level of corruption, the human trafficking, the everything on Epstein Island, everything involving all of it. I go back to this point from time to time. People are going to be starting from the very beginning and having to learn this. There's no way that Trump could ever put that kind of power back into the hands of these Satanists. It's not possible that they could have done that, and they won't do that. And if you rest on anything that makes you feel good in life, understand they'll never, ever give that power back to these people to do those things. Notice how quick they are to try to jump in and President of the office elect and Vice President Kamala Harris of the elect. Everything they're trying to put out there, they're trying to just do this smooth trend. They have no idea what's about to smack them in the puss. They're about to get a humongous pie in the face. Biden will probably, speculating, concede. Maybe as a plea deal to concede, to try to quell the approaching riots that are going to be happening because they are funded to happen. But there's not any kind of anger on the left that's going to rise up because they're so mad about this is paid. These are just people that have permanent TDS, 100% TDS. They're paid. They're paid provocateurs, which pulls full circle to the MSM. They're up to their necks in selling out our country. They're done. President Trump has said numerous times, probably since 2018, or at least since, I don't know, maybe in the last year, we caught them. We caught them all. We caught them all. And he knew they caught him long before he even ever said that. There's speculation from people also with the pandemic that's going out. They're talking about all these nurse videos that are going on. I'll go into that in a second. But, what do you guys think? What are you thinking? Redneck prepper up in here. Up in here. Tony. What do you guys feel like, man? How's your temperature? I mean, do you let this stuff tear you up? You guys, well, I can't brag about it yet, but so there's people that know what's going on, and the rest of everybody, there's a group that don't care either. They don't care, you know. There's whatever. I don't know. I don't. I think it's pretty easy to see it. I mean, again, let's hammer this point. Get that 50,000 foot view above it and look at what's going on. I see it. Don't you see it? Don't you see it all? Don't you see that everything that President Trump does has a reason, like a necessary reason? They are petrified of the man. They won't cover him on mainstream television, only to bash him, which is nothing new. And their base has left. I love that part about it. I do. I love the mainstream television is going to be completely destroyed because they have destroyed more people than you can imagine. Mockingbird Medium has destroyed more awesome ideas and great people just because it went against the narrative. They're a horrific bunch and they should all be hung, if I'm being honest. You go along, I don't care if you're doing it. Sorry. Bingo, Yahtzee, you're done. That's it. Been bothering you, D? Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, listen, it's even though we're watching a movie, I mean, it's not a movie. It's real. I get that. I get that. It is real. And yes, they are, Amy. Come to Michigan, redneck. You can get them right at the store. So, what we're watching, is reality. I mean, it's fluid. It's changing all the time. It's changing. Anything quite possibly can happen. But the one thing we know is that nothing can stop what's coming. No matter what happens, nothing can stop what's coming. And I would say we've already went past that part of the plan, is that it's here. And I don't even like to talk this way, but if anything were to happen to our beloved president, nothing can stop what is coming. We're all too awake. We can never go back to bed. Nobody can go back to bed. They'd have to kill us all. And quite frankly, they'd have to. Because nobody would accept that shit moving forward. Nobody would. I really don't. But I suppose it's kind of a quick stream. It's 43 minutes. It's kind of where I'm at. It's all speculation on my part. What do I know? I just look at it, think about it. That's my opinion. Put them in the corner. Let's get the kids in the corner. Hey, Bill, you better get them bad kids in the corner. No, this is everybody's welcome here. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. Oh. So, geez, has anything happened? Like, I don't know. How was your Christmas? Good? Oh, I love hearing it. Redneck Prepper in caps. Not worried a bit. Bill. I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm not either. Redneck, you're not even worried about spelling worried correctly. That's how not worried you are. That is not worried. But I love it. Anything about Bill Clinton? Man, I heard it. I saw the picture of the eagle landing on the ice. And I don't know. Those are things that, like, I don't go down. I don't really travel into those rabbit holes. It's like, why would I, and I don't mean this as like a hit towards anybody, but for me personally, I'm like, okay, so what? He passed away and nobody's talking about it, and they're going to use it later, and they show the picture of that eagle hitting the ice and all that, and I'm just like, why now? Why? It could be a precursor, I guess. Maybe that's exactly what it is. Yeah, I heard that, Redneck. That's what I heard it. I mean, maybe he did. I did see the eagle land on the ice. I mean, who knows? He sure deserved to. I can tell you that. A lot of them deserve to. And they do. But who knows how this is going to shake out in the end. Maybe they get to choose how they exit the planet. Maybe they get to say, you know what, I'm ready to go now. I don't want to face the embarrassment. I can't do it. I won't do it. I'm not going to do it. Okay, fine. You get the red pill. You get the black pill. That's what you get. The black pill. In pain. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, exactly, Wallace. Could be. I mean, personally, I'm a little bummed if that's the case. I'd rather see the man like put in front of everybody and tried. If I'm being completely honest, I want them all marched in front of me and to be told what they're guilty of, not speculation. Like, here are your crimes against humanity. Here they are. You're guilty of murdering this many children. You're guilty of raping this many children. You're guilty of this and this, which is not refutable. I would much rather see that kind of justice. But if he gave up and rolled over on a bunch of people, and part of the deal was that they got to ice him quietly where he didn't have to like have all the scrutiny and all that, whatever. It's part of the plan, I guess. I'm just trusting the plan. So there's no reason for me to get all emotional and upset about however the Patriots want to handle the plan, you know? I'd say they're handling it perfect. Robert Wallace says, remember, the public cannot handle all of it. No, they can't. They can't handle the full truth. So much has been told so, right? Amy says, euthanize them all. That's pretty humane. Just get them out here. Just get them out of here. That's all I care about. They'll be punished in hell. I do agree with that also. I do. But, I think it's probably part of the awakening part too, is that people that haven't quite got there or are even close to getting there, they need to see their idols fall, which I think is really important part of this plan, is that they need to see that the things that they rested up on pedestals and the things that they gave homage to and things that they worshiped are wrong. And not only wrong, but wrong on a level that is disturbing for what it did to humanity. Like, the worst kind of wrong you could be are these people like in the deep state, and the puppets and the pawns that are in Hollywood. They're the worst kind of wrong. They've done the worst shit. The ones that are the loudest, we were told this, the ones that are loudest have the most to lose. Why do they have the most to lose? Because they're up to their neck in the swamp. They don't have a toe. They don't have a foot. They don't even have a waist. They got a mud bath up to their neck. And some of them came up full-fledged swamp. And not me, not any of you, none of us ultimately know what we're going to experience between now and January 20th. It's only speculation. And again, I love the word submit, but I would submit that none of us know. But only I do know one thing. We were told how it was going to end, and that's that Trump is going to be reelected on January 20th. And again, I say, there's no way he'd leave it up to chance. Any of this. Any of this. I will throw out a caveat. I honestly think patriots would rise up if somehow this, whatever, if they just threw a Hail Mary and somehow they're like, fuck, it worked. And he got in. I think you would have a civil war, and I don't want that at all. But that is a testament. That's a testimony. That's a testament and a testimony to how awoke America is. I mean, guys, it's so ridiculous at this point is that they have more votes that came in than registered voters. Okay. Why do we have to do all of this back and forth? You have more votes than votes that were registered to have even been possible. It's really quite that simple. I mean, the fraud is really that easy to digest. It's right there. And when you hear that the Supreme Court won't take it up, what's it tell you? Compromise. It's been compromised. They've been hiding under the guise of protecting the Constitution. That does not mean that Justice Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett are not, they're constitutional judges. They will rule according to the Constitution. And they will, if they need to, when the time is right. Some of you go, well, they already missed the time. The time was already. No, it wasn't. Why? Because you think it was? Because you think the time was right? Because you think that they meant. No. Get rid of your ego. None of us knows. But we only know he's back in there on the 20th of January. And the next 4 years are going to be a party, man. But a great party. I don't mean like a party, dude. I mean, like, it's going to be high tide raises all ships globally. Globalists, globally, all ships raised. Yeah. What's up, Headless Horseman? Nice to see you. I miss anybody? And as we close out this journey of 2020, God, what a nightmare. Tell you one thing, it was a nightmare. Yeah, think about how like beat up you feel, like, oh, my emotions, I can't take it. And then think about Donald Trump. That you just grab yourself, smack yourself up a little bit. What's the matter with you? Look at him. Look at what he is doing. Look at what he's doing. Look what he's done. That does not mean that our personal struggles are not real. The struggle is real, right? But think about think about what he's doing and what he's gone through. I think it's amazing. He's amazing. And I'll have somebody that'll chime in after this and they'll put in there, like, I've had it before. They're like, yeah, you're putting him one man above, like, personally, you're like putting it all on a man. I'm not putting anything on Donald Trump. I think he's funny. I think he's hilarious. I think he's smart. He's a good leader. Is he the originator of this plan? Fine. I don't know. I kind of think like he's a smart guy that kind of got recruited by some really, 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 really smart guys. That's kind of what I'm feeling about it. He's the bull in the china shop he was supposed to be. Not a dumb bull. Not a dumb bull in the china shop. A very smart, tempered, realistic, loves golf, loves the game, loves everything about it, but loves winning, winning, winning more than anything. And that was the right man for the job. And these super duper, uber smart people said, we need him. That's our guy. And he nailed it himself. He said, I always knew this day would come, folks. This is before he had ever, like when he was talking about running for president, and he finally did. And he said, I always knew this day would come. I only knew it was a matter of when. And why did he say that? That he said that in 2015, going in to go against Hillary. I always knew this day would come. It was just a question of when. Because he sounds identical to Donald Trump in 1980, and 83, and 86, and 88, and 89, 90, and even through Marla Maples and all of that. Trump has been the same Trump when it comes to business, when it comes to making good decisions. Yeah, people throw that, oh, he bankrupt, all that. Listen, doesn't mean he didn't go through his bankruptcy like a surgeon. He was a surgeon. He used the system. and whatever. I mean, you don't have to look far to criticize somebody for anything. So, he's the right man for the job. It was put in there. And we are literally now at the 1 yard line. If you can believe that. Going back to earlier, like 2 years ago, guys, remember that? We're at the top of the roller coaster. I think we're doing it. I think we're there. We're here. We're very close. We're very close. And my president's calm, cool, and collected demeanor brings me much peace. It brings me a lot of peace when I look at the president and the mannerisms and everything, even anything going on with the president right now, even his tweets. I find a very, very big calm, a knowing, if you will, of what the future holds. And I believe he's completely 100% correct. So if I don't see you or talk to you before New Year, Happy New Year. I know 2020 was a shit sandwich. I feel good knowing that we all had to take a giant bite, and we did. And we got through it. 2021 is going to be an amazing year. As bad as 2020 was, 2021 is going to be that on crack great. And y'all better buckle up. Because, I mean, we may even have to go a little bit deeper here over the course of the next week or two where things really feel bad and the chips are down. But damn it, don't let yourself be pulled into that. Because this video could be the last video because they yank down social media because it gets to everybody. They might yank it down. So do yourself a favor and remind yourself not to let the chips get down. Like if they do some shit like that or things feel hopeless. We're going to see a miracle no matter what. It's already a miracle. And maybe part of following number 17, maybe being able to follow it and understand it and get to this point was very specifically to allow you that once the veil is torn back to all of this, you've been along the whole time and you see it. But maybe the people that see it were people that needed to see it. Like, I know that sounds weird, but I mean, had to see it. Like, this is our demographic of people that we need to understand what's going on. And if you understand that, congratulations, you're in that demographic. But they targeted, believe it, a demographic of people that they needed to get this information to. And this will come out later. But because the overall movement of the people that grasped on and understood it probably had, in my opinion, probably the most overall influence. That would make sense, right? You go for who has the most influence overall. And that doesn't mean that maybe we're not a dumb nation because, I mean, I don't feel like I'm a smart man at all, but I understand the plan for some reason, or at least to me, I do. It feels real good, real good. So anyway, guys, say goodbye to 2020. Happy New Year. I love you guys. I cannot believe how long this channel has been going already and how long I've known some of you. Time just flies by, but through the ups and the downs, we move forward. Continue to, put your head in your hands and pray. Get on those knees and thank God for everything that you've got in life. And thank Him for the things that He's about to put into your life. Because I believe, honestly, that our biggest, brightest days are ahead of all of us as a nation and as a world. So I love you guys. God bless you all. And I'll see you soon. All right? Bye.